All right. So again, my name is Megan Lynch, one of the leaders here. On this call, we're all leaders, so I appreciate you for getting on. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Anytime we have these types of calls, you want to make sure that you reach out to your downline. Eventually, your team is going to get so big that you can't reach out to everyone. So you want to produce leaders. You want to create leaders so that Apostle Rod doesn't have to worry because Elvis is reaching out to his people. And John doesn't have to worry because John's people are reaching out to their own people. And in order for us to truly grow, we're going to have calls going on all hours of the day and the night. We won't be plugging into everything because eventually it's going to get pretty crazy. I remember when I was in a company where I had a lot of success, where I met Apostle Rod and I also met Byron. We had so many calls going on that it was impossible. You could not plug into everybody's team. And I branched off. Robert Dean had his own group, and I branched off and I had my own group, and so on and so forth. So that's what's going to naturally and organically take place over here. And that's what we want to happen, because Apostle Rod will be leading his team, and Michael will be leading his team, and that's exactly what we want. And that's how we're going to grow and duplicate. So right now, our goal is to reach out to our personals, make sure that we get that information that I asked for, the name, email address, their phone number, and then we can use their first and last name as their username. But you want to get that because you want to make sure that your people are getting positioned. You want people to potentially fall underneath them, okay? And we'll talk about that in just a moment. Reagan is working really hard and Son to make sure that all of you guys are getting your personals each and every day. So keep looking for that. One more update, that we will be on a call on the 21st, okay? That call will be at 8 o'clock, and it will be with the owner of MMT. So he's going to be on there. He'll answer all of your questions. They're working diligently on getting the app ready, getting the new website ready, and also getting the training ready. So right now, I'm kind of making all the videos, but the company is coming out with professional videos. And if you actually see some of the things they did before, you're going to be super impressed. Okay, so we're kind of just waiting on that. And trust and believe that Son and I are working diligently on making sure that you guys have a playbook by the 22nd. This playbook will have everything in it. It will tell you how to open your Forex account. It will tell you how to fund your Forex account, how to get a broker. It's going to tell you all about binary option trading. It's going to literally walk you and your prospects through the entire process so that you don't get in management mode. We talked about that on our last call. Everybody wants to stay in recruiter's mode because that's where you stay happy. When you start managing people, you're like Moses and Aaron grumbling at the people and mad at them. And instead of taking you a couple weeks to get to the promised land, it takes you 40 years to get to the promised land. And then you don't even get to see it. You're standing outside. Hope I got that right, Apostle Rod. But so we don't want that. We don't want people standing outside the promised land because you were frustrated in the process. We want to enjoy the process. So I'm going to show you guys how you can definitely maximize your time so that you can start freeing up your time. You can start making more money and really appreciate the fact that we've been handed one of the biggest blessings a networker could ever be handed. And that is the ability to come in with a full team before we even get started. So if you're taking notes, I know some of you guys are driving, let's go ahead and talk about what our community is all about. So a lot of people ask me, how do I promote what we're doing? And I think it's pretty simple. Our name speaks for itself, freedom mindset. When you're struggling, when you're trying to figure out how to make ends meet, there is no peace there. Okay. And that's all money does, is it really frees up the time so that you can have peace of mind. Okay. So what we're going to focus on is we're really going to focus on income shifting. So these are some things that you can say to people when you're talking to them. Well, hey, listen, I'm a part of a business community called Freedom Mindset, and our focus is really income shifting. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, we want to focus on shifting our mindset first and foremost, because you cannot give a fool money. Every single time they're going to be broke. I don't care if you give them $100 million. Antoine Walker played for the Boston Celtics, and I'm not calling him a fool, but he had $100 million and he went bankrupt. Now he actually trains other NBA players on how to hold on to their money. And some of you guys would say, you know, how could you blow through $100 million? Well, bad business investments, trying to take care of everyone. Can't take care of everyone. What we can do is we can offer them an opportunity to partner with us. So we're going to be really working on that mindset. Apostle Rod will be here to lead us spiritually so that we have that mindset, that biblical strategies that we need in order to keep our money. And that brings us to the second part, income shifting. We need to learn how to shift and create cash flow. Many of us have one job. Maybe we have two jobs, or we might have, you know, some other businesses, but we want to make sure that we're paying for our assets. We're paying for the things that we're getting with our capital gains and dividends. And it's just like going into this opportunity, guys. Don't think you're going to get rich quick. Don't think that you're going to come right in, and if you only make $8 this week and you don't think that's enough and you want to quit. You have to understand that residual income builds slowly sometimes, and it compounds on top of one another. So what we want to focus on doing, number one, is we want to focus on getting rid of our initial business investment, which is $49. You want to make sure that that first week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you make your money back. Make your $49 back and be excited about that. Once you make your $49 back, you want to focus on making sure that you are making enough money to put in your trading account. And some of you guys might have to demo trade for just a little bit. Don't be upset about that. You have to understand you're paying $49 to practice, to learn. And many people, it takes them 7 to 10 years sometimes to learn, really to master something. So right now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to minimize that $49. And the great thing is that when you make $49 in your account, they will take it right out of your back office. So as long as you keep $49 back there, you don't ever have to come out of pocket for this company again. Okay. And we'll talk about that on another training when we start doing some back office training. But what we want to focus on doing right now is shifting our income. We want to go from a W-2, being an employee, okay? We're shifting into that self-employed where we're that 1099 business. And then we're going to learn how to build in a system, build that big business, that system that's going to pay you, okay? That's going to pay you that residual income. And then we can start investing. Many people try to invest first, but if you are barely making it, it's a struggle for you to be able to invest the type of money in order to see your account truly grow. So this is what we're all about. So when somebody asks, get familiar with the fact that we focus on our mindset, our cash flow, and we're building assets, okay? Now, I do want to tell each and every one of you guys that you are the leader on here. So you're the king or the queen of your own empire. We talked about spillover last week. When people are coming into your organization, that is a gift. It's a blessing. Reagan and I were in a company, and for 7 months, we never got one person spilled over into our organization. Not one person. But we managed to build a massive organization. And that's what you have to think about. You're the king and the queen of your own empire. Everything starts with you. So what you need to do is you need to go find a king or a queen to be on your left side and find a king or a queen to be on your right side. This is what we call the power of two. And if you can learn this structure, you can get to the top of any comp plan. Okay. This is the basis of our structure. Teach everybody how to get one on their left and one on their right. Now, let's say you run into people who don't want to build the business. Don't force them to build the business. You may just want to ask them some simple questions. Well, if I can show you how to add an extra $100, $200, $300 a month so you can use that to put in your trading account, would you be interested? That's it. And then be quiet. Would you be interested? And if they say yes, that's when we launch their businesses. Okay. I'm not going to talk about launching right now because I'm going to do another Millionaire Mastermind, but I'm going to be doing it on Wednesday. Okay. Now, I want to tell you guys that there are some key things that you have to think about. And this is my last slide where we're really going to do that mindset shifting, because then we're going to talk about the numbers in this company. Okay. But how do I get to the top of anything? Okay. How do I get to the top of a comp plan? How do I get to the top of at my job? How do I climb the ladder? And one thing I want to tell you guys is that you're going to have to avoid the distractions. Now, I'm going to unmute for just a second because I love when you guys talk back to me. So 1 second. So if you guys wouldn't mind, just somebody jump in and tell me what's one thing that you know about yourself that's a distraction to you getting ahead. And I'll start if you don't mind. And I'll be honest, I'm very transparent. I always tell people I don't think I'm the most beautiful person in the world, but for some reason, people like me. And I have a tendency to get distracted by, like there's 50 million, and you ladies can attest to this, there's 50 million men in your inbox. And I've learned how to just tell them immediately when they're in my inbox. They're like, hey, lady, how's it going? And I immediately avoid that distraction. And I say, I'm doing amazing, just on the grind. And I put a little money sign. And then they always ask, well, what do you mean? Well, I use social media for business purposes only. Are you open for a business opportunity? So I want to make sure I let them know immediately, like, don't be coming in my inbox talking crazy because I'm only focused on business right now. Okay? Because we can get caught up wasting time talking to people about things that don't matter. So who wants to throw out a distraction that you know you have?
Procrastination.
Procrastination. Okay, so Mike, real quick, because a lot of people may say that. And I told my students, I said, here's how you break procrastination. If I told them, hey, I want you to meet me tomorrow in my classroom, but you need to be here at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And I need you to make sure that you have a list of goals. So I said, most of them would not show up. But then if I said, hey, meet me here at 5 o'clock in the morning with a list of goals, the person who has a list of goals and shows up on time, I'm going to give you $5,000. I guarantee you that every student would show up. So we procrastinate on things that we don't feel are as important, or they don't have a tangible reward. So a lot of times you have to attach a reward to something that you need to get done. Even if it's, you know what, I'm going to take myself out to Cheesecake Factory if I get this done, and I'm going to buy myself a cheesecake. Something, you got to attach something to it of value. Otherwise, you keep putting it off. You keep putting it off. Okay. So great, Mike. Thanks for throwing that out there. Who else? Give me a distraction that you know you have. You have to unmute anyone.
Too much Facebook.
Oh. Okay, so John, you said too much Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand, I'm very good as far as debating social, political, cultural issues.
Uh-huh.
And when somebody says something stupid, man, something just tell me like, you know what, I need to correct that.
So you're gonna have to just like put my put my hands behind my back, and I'm just not gonna comment on every.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to comment. Like, yeah, you just be stupid. Yeah, just go ahead and believe that. You believe what they want to believe anyway.
Right. So pick your battles, John. Pick your battles.
Right.
All right. Can I get another person? One more person. Just throw out one of your distractions.
That would be me, Megan. My fear is mine's is not knowing the right words to say. I get tongue-tied sometimes. Even when I'm writing out something, I be like, in my head, I know what I want to say, but I can never get it on paper the right way.
So, Melissa, I'm going to send you this video, and I watched, it was Steve Harvey, and he was talking to this lady, and this lady, you don't have this problem, but she actually stuttered really, really badly. And I don't know if you know that Steve Harvey used to have a major stuttering problem when he was growing up. He was in all, special classes and things like that. And I watched him do a show, and he trained this girl right there on how not to stutter, how to get her ideas out. And he just literally told her, sometimes it's you being able to pause. And I don't want to go into it right now, but I'm going to shoot you that video because I thought it was very powerful, because a lot of times we know exactly what we want to say, but when it comes out, it's kind of choppy and it's not fluent. And I taught speech communication and theater for years, and speaking in front of people is the number one fear. Trying to get your ideas across to someone is the number one fear. And I was working with high school students and their mean peers. So of course they were afraid to speak in front of their friends. So I'm going to shoot that over to you, Melissa. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And one more person, anybody else want to throw out your distraction? I know, Shonda, you had your mic.
Time management.
Go ahead, Reagan. Time management. Good. With your new busy baby. She's asleep, though, by the way, so you're all good. Shonda, you want to throw out a distraction?
Yeah, I just wanted to say what you said really helped when guys come in your inbox. And then it just get kind of overwhelming when people are inboxing me, because now my traffic is really high. They want to see what I'm doing. They want to try to recruit me. Then somebody wants to holler at me. And I'm like, how do I address this? Do I just ignore them or not respond? It gets kind of overwhelming, like what to, who to delete and who to keep,
Right.
For, a potential, person that will be a part of the business. So,
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And I never delete anyone unless they don't adhere to what I told them. So, and I do delete people. So if I say, hey, I'm just on the grind, money sign. And then when they ask me and I say, well, I only use social media for business purposes. Are you open for a business opportunity? No, I was just wondering if we could be friends. Well, hey, listen, I have about 5,000 friends right now, and I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to delete. So if you're not interested in business, I apologize. I'll have to go ahead and remove you. And then they're like, well, wait a minute. Send me the video. I'm like, okay. So you kind of stick to your guns on that, because they will be wasting your time in there.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
Smooth operator, Miss Smooth operator.
Hey, I do.
I like that.
Do what I can.
I like that.
Well, I want to thank you guys for just participating, because, distractions, that's what keeps all of us from getting to our goals. And I'm sure that Apostle Rod will attest to this, that you have to learn how to work on yourself. Because if you don't realize what your distractions are, you're always going to fall victim to them. And you're going to be running yourself in circles. You're going to live your life in circles, and you don't realize 5 years have passed and you've been dealing with the same thing or the same person. It's just that thing has a different face to it or has a different name attached to it. But you think that you're dealing with different things, but you're really dealing with the same person distracting you over and over again. They just look different and have a different face on them or whatever. So you guys have to really learn how to work on yourself. Okay. Number 2, you have to be consistent. The person who is focused on their goals is the person who always gets to the top. And you have to understand that distractions are going to be a part of your everyday life. But if you are consistently doing something, you are going to get better. And I learned this because a lot of times people go to the gym and they're only at the gym working out for a good week. And I'm an athlete. I've been an athlete all my life, but it doesn't mean that I love going to the gym. I get distracted when I'm at the gym because people are talking to you and everything else. So here's what I learned. For those of you who want to get healthy, okay, you want to lose weight, any of those things, I would encourage you to go to the internet and look up 30-day push-ups, 30-day sit-ups, and 30-day squats. I promise you, your body will look amazing if you squat your own body weight, just up and down, do sit-ups and push-ups, but you need to do it on a 30-day. So if you go to it right now, it's going to say your first day, do 2 push-ups. And some of you guys are going to be like, 2 push-ups? Like I could do more than 2 push-ups. Yeah, but you need to do 2 push-ups your first day. Then the second day, they're going to tell you you're going to do 3 push-ups. Then the third day, they may tell you to do 5 push-ups. If you do that consistently for 30 days, you're going to be doing 20, 30 close to 50 push-ups, no kidding, in a row. But you have to start off small. And a lot of us want to jump right in and we want to do a ton of stuff. And then you can't maintain that. You got to just do what you can consistently. And then you have to work daily. When that 90 days hits, I'm not taking any days off. So I would appreciate, I love all of you. Just send me your prayers, but I would appreciate you guys when people think they're helping you when they say, man, you need to relax. You need to take a day off. But no one told me to take a day off when I was working a job. You know what I mean? They're like, you need to go to work. You need to make sure you're providing for your family. But it's all of a sudden when we start working our own business that can change our lives, everybody wants you to take a day off. Well, when those 90 days hits, I'm not taking a day off. I'm going hard 24/7 if I can. I promise you I will take care of myself. I eat. I'm going to drink my water. But in order to get to the top, you have to be working daily. Okay. And the next thing goes hand in hand with that working daily. You have to find balance in your life. Now, some of you who are, you may have jobs, you have babies. I'm watching my twin sister. She has 4 kids. She has a brand new baby. She just had open heart surgery in May. So she had a baby in May. She had open heart surgery right after that. And she's working consistently. And I'm here with her every day. And the other day she was really, really tired. And she works a job, okay? She was really tired. And she's like, man, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like, you have a toddler who's 9 months old, who's everywhere. She's amazing, though. You have a toddler. You're working your business. From ain't to faint, working your business. You're working a job. You're taking care of kids. You're running people here and there. You got to drive 30 minutes to go pick them up. You're going to be tired. So you guys can't beat yourself up when today you can only give 50%. If you can only give 50%, be happy giving 50%. Tomorrow, if you can only give 30%, give 30%. For those of you who have husbands and wives, and I've been divorced, so I said I'm qualified to speak on marriage sometimes because I always recognize where I'm at fault. And sometimes we don't see our own faults. We see other people's faults. And everybody wants people to do 50-50. Well, if you're married, you may not be able to do 50-50. You might have to do 70 today, and your husband or wife can only do 30%. Don't beat them up. That's all they can give you today. And there's going to come a time where they are giving 70% and you can only give 30%. So you guys have to really find that balance if you're going to get ahead, okay? And avoid those pitfalls. And then you have to commit to your dreams. If you don't know what your dreams are, I encourage you guys when you get off this call today to write them down, at least 1 or 2, because if you're working consistently, but you don't know what you're working toward, you're going to give up every single time, okay? And I speak my dreams to everybody because I don't ever know who's listening. I want to have 50 young people, especially our young minority males, no knock on anybody else or women or anything, but I want to have 50 minority males this year who are 6-figure earners. And I want them to be between the ages of 18 and 30. And then I'm going to put them on a magazine and I'm going to send it to my principal, not out of spite or anything like that, and then I'm going to distribute that magazine. And I think that it's going to be something very powerful when I have 50 young minority males who are 6-figure earners or on their way to be 6-figure earners. They are being trained by the best. They're under the tutelage of Apostle Rod getting biblical strategies, and they're making money. What do you think that's going to do to other young males who are selling drugs, who are robbing, stealing, who are trying to make a way for themselves, but they're doing it illegally? What do you think it's going to do for them when they see 50 people who look like them, who are in their right mind, driving nice cars, got a bank account that's, they can buy whatever they want? What do you think that's going to do to the rest of the public? So I think about that all the time. I'm committed to that. You also want to pay attention to your numbers, your volume in your organization. I'll talk about that in just a second, okay? I look at my back office 24/7 in any company I'm in, so I'm going to teach you guys in just a second how to do that. Now, number 7, this is really important. You cannot get mad at the people. Again, they may not be able to give the type of effort you're giving. You're going to have to understand that 85% of the population in the United States makes $30,000 or less. So they're dealing with a lot of different struggles. Now, that's not an excuse for them, but if you spend all of your time getting mad about why people won't listen to you, won't join your business, won't commit to their hopes and dreams, you're going to run yourself in a circle. I encourage you to watch Jim Rohn. It's LA's, my business partner's favorite mentor. Jim Rohn said, don't sign up for that course. Anytime you guys come to me and you say, hey, I can't believe this person, doesn't want to join the business, or I can't believe this person didn't pay their auto ship or they're quitting, I'm going to say to you, don't sign up for that course, because that's what my mentors used to say to me when I used to complain about the people. Okay. Their priorities are none of your business. What's your priority to your own business? Okay. So I want you guys to understand that you have to mind your own business. And I say that with all due respect. Mind your own business when it comes to other people's priorities. All you can do is inspire them. You cannot motivate people to do anything. Okay. Because if you have to be the one to motivate them to get on a call, then guess what? You're always going to have to motivate them, and you're going to wear yourself out. I don't have to call Selena and remind her to get on the Millionaire Mastermind. She's just going to show up. I met her people. Lena, I don't have to call her. She's just going to show up. Randy keeps me energized. Ray calls me and to ask me how I'm doing, but then she always says, how are you really doing? Because she wants me to really tell her if I'm dealing with things. There are some people who you don't have to motivate them. They're inspired by what you do. So mind your own business when it comes to, just showing up every single day. And then mind your own business where you're working it consistently on a daily basis. And then I want you guys to remember, don't forget to have fun. You got to have fun. This is, I'm excited. Somebody said, I can't believe you have to input all of those numbers. I would not dare complain. Okay. It is a great problem to have to sit down and, be tedious and enter in all of our people. Guys, every single time we enter in somebody's empire pops up. That's an amazing thing. And then last thing I want to tell you guys is that you have to ask for things. I've been doing that. I asked for this opportunity. I asked for all of you to come into my life. I asked to be able to meet some amazing people, and I'm getting it. I'm getting it because I believed that I was going to get it. And then I'm receiving it, and we have to pray. Everything that can happen right now, guys, on our way to the top is going to happen. So you cannot be surprised when, unfortunately, people pass away. And my heart goes out to Tina. And if you guys haven't given Tina and Byron love, I've been, giving them love every single day, because it's hard to lose a parent suddenly. Everything that can happen is going to happen on the way to the top. And those people who can get through those challenges are the people who are going to succeed. And, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but if we stick together, we can make it. Okay. Real quick, guys, before I go in to break down these numbers real fast, do any of you guys have anything that you want to, any questions you have or anything you want to throw out before I talk money to you? And excuse my voice. It sounds terrible. I know, but I'm working on it. All right. Anybody, you guys can unmute if you have any questions or comments that you want to make.
I have a comment.
Hey, Selena.
Hey, everybody. I just want to say that I am really, 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 truly excited. And I like everything that you've been saying, because, before, and this is the worst thing ever you can do is procrastinate. And I learned how to overcome that. That was part of my personal development. And I'm letting everyone know on this phone right now that this is the ultimate chance to become and have a lifestyle and have a life that you never thought possible. I don't want no one to ever think that just because, you worked a job not paying over $20,000 a year or $30,000 a year, or only had limited income, or you might even feel like you haven't lived the best lifestyle. Because I am a living witness that, you know, when I made my first 6 figures online, I became very focused, and I zoomed in and I prioritized what was important, and I just went in and just gave it all I got. If you don't give it all you got, then you're not gonna get what you want. I'm just being honest, you know. And I know that the number one thing is distractions in your home, and things can throw you off. And then next thing you know, you say, okay, I'm gonna get to it, and then next you know, 5 days pass, 2 weeks pass, a month pass, and then you see other people becoming very successful, and you wonder why you didn't become successful. Then you get mad at yourself when you don't have to. Just become focused. I don't give a care if you give yourself a power hour, and that's what you do on a daily basis. That's 5 hours a week that you can change your life, literally change your life. So just stay focused. This thing is gonna go boom on you, so you better be part of that explosion. I'm telling you now.
Thank you so much. No, that was awesome, Selena. Thank you so much. And that's why I said with that, those of you who want to work out, please do the 30-day challenge. I mean, I felt good when I'm like, yes, I did my 2 push-ups today that I was supposed to do. But by the time I got to the 30th day, I was doing literally like 30, 40 push-ups at a time, you know, and I was struggling to do 2 push-ups, and I'm an athlete. But so a little bit, just a little bit, so you can pat yourself on the back and stop beating yourself up along the way when you don't, you know, run 5 miles today. You know, be happy that you walk down the street or to the mailbox and pat yourself on the back. But like Selena said, if you know you can give more, then give it. Because once other people start getting results, the one thing that's going to happen is you are going to start to beat yourself up. You are going to start to be mad and grumble at the people, and you're going to knock yourself out of the game, and you're going to have to start all over again. So we don't want that. Was there anybody else who had a comment or a question? I saw somebody's hand go up. Let me see. All right, maybe not. Okay. Well, thank you, Selena, so much for adding that in. I appreciate it. I'm going to shift gears, guys, and take pictures of these slides, but I'm going to put them in the Telegram as well. We're going to get so big, and I'm going to be doing so many calls and things like that, that I'm only going to be able to put information in the Telegram. So you guys are going to really have to plug into that to get your info. Now, I'm excited to share with you how we are all going to get to the top of this comp plan, okay? And here's the great thing. I've never seen a compensation plan where literally, guys, some of you are going to get to the top and you could get there in a month if you wanted. That doesn't happen in other companies because you need hundreds of thousands of volume to get to the top of the comp plan. This one, Dan Putnam knocked it out of the park with this one. He wanted to give us everything, okay, as quickly as possible, because here's the great thing about this company. It's digital. When a company doesn't have any overhead, which means they don't have to house their product, they don't have to ship anything, they don't need to white label anything, or, you know, that stuff costs a lot of money. And that's where most companies need to make their money, so that they skim it off the top. They get it from us. Well, in this company, guys, Dan doesn't have any overhead at all. He creates his own website. They own everything, and our product is digital. So I'm going to show you guys how we're going to rise, how all of our leadership is going to rise, okay? And we're going to get to the top of this comp plan cat quick, okay? So let's take a look at the ranks in this company. If you have not gotten a chance to read the compensation plan, that's the first thing I want you to do when you get off this call, you know, and write down your distractions, but you need to read the compensation plan. I am not the smartest person in the world, but I will get a comp plan and I will read it over and over and over again, at least 5 times. And I read the compensation plan, and guys, it's only like 4 pages long, barely. I think it's 3 pages long. And I understood the comp plan, and then I've been making PowerPoint slides so you guys can understand it. So I need you guys to go back and read that comp plan, and you're going to understand that the very first position the very first rank that all of you need to hit and that you need to make sure your people hit is qualified promoter, okay? That qualified promoter rank starts with you, and you get a person on your left and you have one person on your right. This makes you qualified and you can start getting pay. Now, you need 2 people in your organization, one person on the left, one person on the right. Now, I did have a person tell me that they had 2 people, but they needed those 2 people to stay together because they're from the same city and they work together. So I said, okay, no problem. That means you need to put 2 people on your left, and you need to go get another person because you have to have a person on your right. So you need to find one more person. So to be qualified, you need 2 people. They're going to immediately pay you a 50% check match on each one of those people. So you want to make sure that your 2 people get 2, and we'll talk about that in just a second. All right. They're also going to pay you off the top, guys, 20% binary pay. I need you to understand how huge this is. In my other company that Dan funded, you did not get 20% in the binary off the top. They gave you 10% in the binary. So you were not making very much money. In order to get 20% in the binary, you had to have over 100,000 in volume. You had to have, it would take you forever to get to 20% in the binary. That's why, but Stormy still with that structure made $1 million in 7 months. Guys, they're giving us 20% off the top in the binary, okay? Now, the next rank, many of you guys should be able to knock this out in your first month if you really work hard. The next one is manager. Manager, you have to have 25 people on your left and 25 people on your right, okay? It's roughly 1,000 in volume, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Now, that seems like a lot, but you have to remember that we're all building together. So if somebody drops somebody into your organization, that's one of your people. You need to get to know that person. If that's how I met Apostle Rod. Apostle Rod fell into my leg in another company, and I called him on the phone, and I was like, hey, you're in my organization. I was wondering if we could work together. Because anybody that Apostle Rod brought in, it's like I brought them in. So I treated them like they were my own personal. Now, when you are at manager, you have to just maintain a qualified promoter status. Now, in most companies, they make you have so many people underneath you, okay? Here, you just have to make sure that you have a person on your left and a person on your right, and you're qualified for this position. They give you a 50% check match, 20% in the binary, but now they pay you 10% generational match on 2 generations. That means that until you hit another manager in your organization, that's all 1 generation, okay? You might have to have 100 people in your organization before you ever meet another manager, okay? When you meet another manager in your organization, that starts the 2nd generation. So guys, you could be getting check matches if you're a manager on 100 people. Let's say 100 people made $100, okay? Well, let's make it smaller. So 100 people make $100. You're going to get 10% check match on all 100 people. So you're getting $10 from 100 people. So you're making an extra $1,000 just on the generational check match. That's huge, guys, okay? They're also going to make sure that you have to have 1,000 commissionable volume, that's CV, in your lesser team. Now, you would have to maintain this. So let's say that this week you hit manager and you have 1,000 in volume. They're going to pay you like a manager. Let's say next week your volume goes down because those people have already paid, and now the next week maybe you don't have 1,000 in volume. They're going to pay you at that other rank again, but you have to understand that it's going to compound. So guys, sometimes it takes 90 days to stabilize your rank, because think about this. You have 25 people in your organization who all pay in the month of March. And then April rolls around, you have all of those people who are paying, and then you have all of the new people who are coming in who are paying. And then that third month is where you're going to see massive growth. That's where you're going to be compounding your first month people, your second month, and now you got your third month people, and your volume is going to go through the roof. Not to mention, you have people coming in every single day. But guys, when you get to manager, you're making approximately $200 a week. Now, this doesn't include what you're making on the check match. It doesn't include what you're making on the generational match either. It doesn't include what you're making on the binary option trading or the Forex education that you're getting from Apostle Rod, okay? We're also going to be plugging into some other really strong training too that I'll talk to you guys about later. Now, if you want to get to the next rank, regional manager, it's you, and it's roughly 63 people on each side. Now, remember, right now we're coming in with 500 people. So I want you to understand where many of us are right now, okay? 63 people is roughly 2,500 in volume. So you have to maintain your qualified promoter status. You have to have a person on your left and a person on your right. That's why I told you guys to try to put at least 2 people on each side, because if somebody doesn't pay their auto ship, it's going to knock you out of qualification. And if you're making $20,000 a week and somebody doesn't pay their auto ship, you're going to be sick to your stomach. So you want to make sure that your people are paying their auto ship. I try to stack 10 people, 15 people on one side, 15 people on the other. It just depends on how many people I have, okay? 50% check match, 20% in the binary. Now they're paying you 10% generational check match through 3 generations of managers. So you could have, again, hundreds, if not thousands of people in your organization that you are check matching, okay? Guys, that's huge. 2,500 in commissionable volume is all you need to have, okay? That's about 63 people. That's roughly, you're making approximately $500 a week at this level, okay? Now, if you want to get to vice president, it's you, and it's roughly 125 people on each side. Now, if you wanted to get to this status in another company, you would have to have thousands of people, okay, on each side. That's why I said this comp plan is almost a joke. It's almost like taking candy from a baby when it comes to getting extra money. So $125, 25 people on each side. Maintain your qualified promoter status, 50% check match, 20% in the binary on your lesser leg. They're going to give you 10% generational check match through 5 generations of people now. And it's roughly 5,000 in commissionable volume. That's how much 125 people times 40. They give you 40 points or $40 credit. That's where I'm getting that 5,000 in commissionable volume. 125 times 40 is 5,000, okay? Roughly. That means that you're making roughly, computer's frozen. Sorry about that. It means you're making roughly $1,000 a week, okay, when you hit vice president status. Guys, that's life-changing because you're making $4,000 a month in the binary. What are you making on check match, though? So you can literally change your life by hitting vice president in this company. The next one is global vice president. This is where actually it maxes out. This is as far as you need to go to get all 5 generations of check match. So maintain your qualified promoter status, 50% check match. My laptop computer is freezing. Sorry, guys. And then once you get that 50% check match, 20% on the binary, they pay you 5 generations with that 10% check match. That's as far down as you will go. Again, there could be hundreds, if not thousands of people. That is only 7,500 in commissionable volume on each side. And that's roughly you making about $1,500 a week, okay? But the key thing is may not be a lot of money to some of you, but the goal is that you want to max out the rank advancement so that they can pay you through 5 generations of generational check matches. That's what you're really fighting for. And when you get to this level, which is, really minor. When you get to this level, you've maxed out the rank advancements. Now I want to show you guys how to max out the compensation plan. Now, before I shift gears to that, I want to take your questions because I have one more thing to show you so we can talk about the 20K a week. Okay, let me unmute you. Does anybody have any questions on the rank advancements? You'll have to unmute your phone if you do have any.
Megan?
Yes, ma'am.
Honey, can you please go back to the regional sales manager slide, please?
Yes,
Thank you. That's all.
Okay. Oh, let me make it bigger for you. And then, guys, I'll put these slides in the Telegram as soon as I get finished, too. Yeah, so this one's about $500 a week, and that's life-changing, too, for some of you. Some of you can work your jobs, and you're making an extra $500 a week and pay all your bills with your capital gains and dividends from your business. And then your paycheck at your job is just your paycheck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you show the top slide again? How many people need to hit the top rank?
Yes.
I was doing something.
That's all right. Global vice president is 188 people on each side. Okay?
Wow.
75.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And how much you make? Oh, $1,500 a week.
$1,500 a week, but that's not including your check matches that you're getting. And what I want you guys to look at is 7,500 in volume. This is what I want you to understand. When I was in another company, well, the last company we left, I was already at 13,000 in volume. Okay, and that was with people paying $145 a month, and it was slow, and people's volume was deleting after a month. And so I want you to understand, like, you can get to 75 pretty quickly.
Megan, this is Lena. I have a quick question.
Okay.
So for this global vice president, where you're making approximately $1,500 a week, that's based on the 10% gen, right? That's not including the 20% binary or the 50%.
No, this is only that $1,500 is only the 20% binary.
Only the 20%. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
I know. It's only the 20% binary. It has nothing to do with your check matches at all.
Wow.
So if you can help your people get to global vice president and they're making $1,500 a week, you're matching it. You're making $750 off of them every week.
Per person.
Per person. Plus, you're making 10% generational check match off of the people they've personally enrolled.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to faint.
I know, guys. I'm like, I can't believe.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, I don't think people quite, because some people are going to be looking at, I want to get to $20,000 a week. But what they're not looking at is get to global vice president and help your people get to global vice president, because you can get to that pretty quickly. For example, I think some of us are going to be really close.
Wow.
Like, we haven't signed up yet. Okay.
I know, right?
Yeah. So keep that in mind, that right now I'm really only having to focus on one leg. So I'm putting all 500 of you over here together.
I ain't scared to talk to nobody. Y'all better get over y'all fair. Y'all better talk to everybody, their mama, daddy, sister, cousin, homie, best friend.
Exactly. And you know what, though? Our first check is, I think it's March 1st. So when we get our first checks, then we talk with checks. We snapshot our checks. I don't want you guys to post your checks on your Facebook wall, because we don't want to get in trouble or do anything like that. But I mean, I've always been taught to show people checks. When people talk to me and try to get me in their business and they've been in their business for 60 days, I'm like, well, what's your check looking like? You know, I'm not afraid to ask, because I need to know what.
Can we show the check without opening it up? Just a closed envelope is okay?
Oh, well, I mean, like, you can snapshot your back office, because on your back office it's going to show it. And then you can put it in Messenger. I put it in people's Messenger all the time.
Okay.
Like, look, this is what I'm making. This is what my team made. Even if you guys only get a check for $8, I need you to gather everybody else's checks, like we did in one of our other companies. And I had checks ranging from $100 all the way to $51,000. And I just told people, listen, this is what me and my team made this month. They don't have to know which check is yours, because people are nosy and they always want to know, well, how much have you made? Well, I always let them know, look, we do this as a team. So here's what my team made this week. Here's what my team made this month. And they can choose whether or not they want to join us. And now, guys, we get to tell them, we only paid $49 to get into this company. That's it. So very powerful. Does anybody else have a question?
Hey, Megan, I have a question.
Yes, sir, Lewis.
What happens to a person's back office if they forget to pay and they're cut off? Do they come back in with the same people, on their team, or do they have to start all over?
It doesn't kick them out. It's just you won't get paid that week if you're not qualified to get paid. So you have to maintain the qualified promoter status, one person on your left, one person on your right. And those are the things that when I talked about knowing your numbers, you need to know exactly when your payment date is. You need to know when your personal's payment dates are. I'm going to know when Reagan's payment date is, best believe, because she needs to pay her $49. But here's the great thing. Once you guys are making money, leave $49 in your back office, and there's a button back there that you can turn on, and it will always take your $49 out every single month, and you don't have to worry about it. It'll come out of your money that you've made. So that's
automated bill pay, huh?
It'll be automated bill pay, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
I know.
So then there should be no reason why people don't pay their $49.
No reason at all, Lena. So
Heck no. If they didn't have that, I was gonna be the automated bill pay. Every time, every month. Baby, bye.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, so that's a great feature in the back office, is that just leave $50 back there so that it always comes out of your, from your back office. Reagan, did you have a comment or a question?
Yeah, just a comment about, so you guys know how huge it is to have that feature back there for the $49 to come out of your commission, because Megan and I always said that in our other companies, like, why wouldn't they just make that available so people will always pay their auto ship and they don't miss out? Well, most companies are not they're kind of me and Megan talked about it. They're betting on some people forgetting to pay their auto ship because they're gonna miss out on money. So, the company can kind of gain some extra money based on some people messing up paying their auto ship. So this is how lovely it is to go into an opportunity where the CEO has been in network marketing since he was 18 years old, has his own software, can create the foundation in the back office where it's easy to know what's going on, your numbers, everything's basic and simple, and then also to give us the opportunity to always pay our auto ship. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Reagan. Yeah, that's a great point. He's not trying to not pay us, the owner. He's trying to make sure that we get paid and that it's very simple for us. Also, a feature in the back office when we go through it, I can't wait, is people are not going to be able to sit in your downline sucking up prime real estate and not pay. After 90 days, it would boot them out of the system and all of their people would compress up to you. So you can go to people and say, well, hey, listen, you're about to lose out on positioning, on volume, everything if you don't get back in the game and pay your $49. So we just have some leverage to make sure that our organizations continually thrive. Does anybody else have any questions before I move into the big money?
Hey, Megan, this is Jamal. Not a question, but a question. Is there a check is the only way you get paid? They're gonna have you do draft to your bank?
Oh no, you can have a debit card. You can have it directly deposited to your bank account. It's up to you. You can get a check. Stormy Wellington always got a check because she liked mailbox money. So when she was getting a check for $70,000, she would take it to the bank and put it in the bank. And all of the bankers, she'd go to different banks. They'd all join her in business.
Wow. Okay.
Of course.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you're depositing $70,000 a week, I'd join her in business too. So,
Megan, I have one other quick question. You had mentioned debit card. Is that a debit card that the company is going to issue?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Okay.
yay!
Yeah.
Cool.
So you'll have that option to have your own card connected to this business only.
Okay, gotcha.
Is it direct, or is it like through like the previous situation where it's like through a different like V-Load or UPay or whatever? Or
It's through
our card.
It always goes into e-wallet, but when you guys see the back office, the e-wallet, setting up your e-wallet is very simple on this back office, and it says it right there. So the money goes into your e-wallet, but then you can have it automatically. It can draft to wherever you want it to draft. Okay. And so it'll draft to your bank account, or it'll draft to your, card. Yeah. So they've made it really, really simple over here, but they're software people. They've created their own software so they can do whatever they want. And later on in the future, Dan told me, he was like, hey, listen, if you want anything to be changed or you want to add something, let me know. So we're not doing a dollar trial. We're not doing any of that, because at $49 a month, we're not doing a dollar trial and holding up our weekly income waiting for people to upgrade. So I was like, no, thank you on the dollar trial. All right. Does anyone else have any questions before I venture into the...
Yeah, Megan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Yeah, can you go back to that first rank position? I'm trying to capture a picture of it.
Oh, if you guys want, you can, I'm going to put it in the Telegram as soon as we get off of here.
Oh, okay. Okay, then never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. The whole entire PowerPoint that I have right here, I'm going to put in Telegram.
Okay, cool.
All righty. Anyone else before we get to this last part? All right. If you guys can't tell, I love PowerPoint. Keynote, it's my favorite. I get to still be a teacher, but make way more money. All right, so. I know, right?
I know,
okay. If you guys haven't noticed, I do get a little goofy sometimes. All right, so let's shift to our last part of training. Now, we want to race to the top. And in order to race to the top, and if you want to make a lot of money, notice that little picture of that person helping somebody else. If you just take it upon yourself to help your team, not drag them along. If they're not showing up and you're constantly having to go, find them, that means you need to go find someone else who's going to run with you, okay? And if you don't have somebody right now in your organization, and you might have 5 people that are coming along, but you don't have any runners or builders, it's the same thing right now. You might have a lot of customers, which is great, but you need to go find somebody who wants to get to the top of the comp plan with you, because you really only need one person on your left and one person on your right who wants to make $20,000 a week, and then you match their check. So you run with that person, okay? You don't need 50 leaders. You need one on each side who won't quit, okay? So let's focus on our structure really quickly. The MMT promoter structure basically starts with you, and then you need one person on your left and one person on your right, okay? So here's our motto. It is you plus 2, okay? You plus 2, and then it's one person on their left, one person on their right, okay? Them plus 2. So when you're trying to tell your team what structure they need to get to, this is it. You plus 2, them plus 2. Because when that happens, then that means you're getting 3 checks. You're getting your binary check, and you're check matching your number 1 person and your number 2 person, because you know they're going to get a check because they have 2 people. Even if they only make $8 that week, and you still made $4 and $4, hey, go buy yourself a cup of coffee. It's $8 you didn't have, okay? But if everybody in our organization maximizes and understands this structure, you guys can get to the top of the comp plan. You plus 2, them plus 2, okay? Now, I truly believe this is going to be the winning structure for all of us. And if you can duplicate this, like I said, this is how we get ahead. All right. Now, your dual team pay, so that you guys understand it, it's very simple. Every single person who drops into your organization, they take a snapshot of your back office every week. And every person is worth 40 points, whether you put them in there or not. The $49, they give you 40% CV, commissionable volume. So every person is worth 40 points, okay? Now, you see that there's 240 on one side and 200 on the other. They're going to snapshot that particular week. So in this diagram, you would have made $40 income, okay? Now, you might have a couple people who make $20, so that's why I said the residual, you have to allow it to compound. Don't get a check for $40 and say, man, that's nothing, because it might be $40 this week, but if you did that for 90 days, you can get to $20,000 a week off of a 40 CV product, because people are more likely to pay $49 a month than they are to pay $199 to get educated a month, okay? So we have to really make people understand that this is a powerful structure. Now, the next week, let's say that now everybody's duplicating, they're launching their business, and you have more people coming in. Now, by the time that you get to that second month, all of these people are going to be paying again, plus the new people that are coming in. So it's going to compound relatively quickly. Okay, so the dual team pay is all about volume. It's volume driven. So when I tell you guys that part of getting to the top is paying attention to your numbers, the company makes it really easy. They put your numbers right on the front screen. Okay, so you'll see how many people you have in your organization on your left side and right side, and then it'll say what your volume is of your left leg and the volume is of your right leg. So it's very important you pay attention, because right when I was getting ready to hit rank in this other company, I was about 100 off in volume, which means I needed one more person to hit the next rank. So I was literally going from $50 a day to $100 a day. Guys, I was going from $1,500 a month to $3,000 a month, and all I needed was one more person. If you're not paying attention to your numbers all the time, you can miss out on hitting rank, which means you can miss out on hundreds or thousands of dollars. You need to be in your back office every 2 seconds. I was, especially when we get rolling. Hold on. I'm going to allow you guys to unmute just in case somebody had their hand up, I thought. Just in case you guys have to jump in, you will be able to ask questions. And those of you who are in the chat, can you make sure that kind of man the chat if people have questions? All right. Back to business. All right. So when you guys are trying to hit rank, you're paying attention to that volume. So if you have 2 people on your left and 2 people on your right, okay, that's about $16 in group volume. That GV stands for group volume, okay? When you have 4 people on your left, so that's literally that you plus 2 and them plus 2, you're already at $32 for that week. You've already paid darn near for your subscription. Doing the basics, you plus 2, them plus 2. That's 160 in volume on each side. You're at $32, okay? If you're check matching 5 people who make $32, you had a pretty good week, okay? Now, if you have 8 people on your left side and 8 people on your right side, so that's you plus 2, them plus 2, and then help them get their 2. You have 8 people on your left, 8 people on your right, that's $64. Okay, that week. 16 people is at 640 in group volume. It's $128 that week. Okay, not including check match. This is strictly binary pay. Okay, you have 32 people on your left, 32 people on your right. It's $256 roughly. Okay, now when you start getting to that 64 people on your left, 64 people on your right, 2,560 in group volume, that's $512 for that week, okay? 128 people on your left, 128 people on your right, it's $1,000, $1,024 that week. 256 people on one side, 256 people on the other, that's $2,048, okay? Now remember, guys, we have about 500 plus people coming in. So some of you guys, you should be working really hard to get you +2, them +2 as quickly as you possibly can. Okay. Reagan, I don't know if your hand's up, but you're unmuted. So if you have to jump in, you can.
Okay, I was just going to say, just so no one gets confused, that the sides won't balance out all the time. So don't think you have to have the perfect matching numbers to get that income. It's just your lesser leg. If your lesser leg is at those, can you expound on that, Megan? Just basically
Thank you for saying that. So I know I told you guys that I have like 11,000 people on my right leg. Okay. Those 11,000 people are in there using cryptocurrency, but the company is going to promote to them so they can upgrade. Let's say that just 1,000 out of that 11,000 people upgrade. 1,000 times 40 is 40,000 in volume. Okay. I'm going to work really hard to catch that other leg. You get paid on your lesser leg, okay? I'm not looking at that leg like, oh, man, that's too bad. I'm never going to catch it. I'm going to catch that leg. Like, I'm going to grind like heck, because you're always going to have a leg that takes off. And that's how we build. So some of you guys might end up having, we all create power legs for our team. So please don't think like, Megan, you're so lucky you got all these people on that leg. Well, I'm doing the same thing for my leaders. I'm creating power legs, so I'm building straight down so that you guys have this massive leg of people, and you may only have to throw 2 people over there because that leg is going to grow by itself, and now you only have to build 1 leg. That is the power of me getting a power leg, is that I can help you create 2 power legs. So no matter what leg you're on, those legs should be running like crazy, because I'm going to teach you guys how to build it straight down. That's why I'm building your organizations right now, because I know what I'm doing and I want to set you guys up to win. And then you're going to learn it, because you're going to say, how did I make this amount of money? And then I'm going to teach it to you. Okay. So your legs are never going to be balanced ever. But let's say that your lesser leg had 256 people on it, or 10,000 in volume. That's $2,000 that week. Okay, not including check match. 512 people on each side is $4,000. It's about 20,000 in group volume, and the company pays you 20% of that, 44,000. Okay, the company's making money, guys. They're going to make money, but they also have to protect themselves, because they're paying out check matches, and they're paying out generational check matches. So don't think they're pocketing all this money and they're not giving it back to us. They do give it back to us in the form of the check match. Now, the next rank is you have 1,000 people on each side, and that's about $8,000 that week. Okay. So guys, you can get there. We're going to have to set some goals, and it might take some of us, let's say it takes some of us 12 months, a whole year. Would it be worth it though, to make $8,000 a week? I would think so. I think it would be worth it if it took us a year, and you're at 4,000 a week. You're still making amazing income, probably more money than most people could ever make, considering most people are making $2,000 or less a month, and you might be making $2,000 a week. Okay. Now, the next rank is, getting to that $16,000 a week is about 2,000 people on each side. And remember, all we're doing is keeping it simple. Don't talk to people about getting to 16,000 a week if you haven't talked to them about you +2 equals them +2. That's all you need to learn to get to the top. Okay. And then that last one is actually it's like $32,000, but it maxes out at $20K. Okay. In the binary, you can't make any more than $20,000 a week. Darn it. No. But the reason why they do that is because they have to protect the company. And you can't forget that you're also making a 50% check match and a 10% check match. So if you get your left leg and your right leg to max out the comp plan, you're going to make $20,000. They're going to make 20. You're going to get 10,000 of that. Okay. The other leg makes 20,000. They pay them 20,000. You get another 10,000. So when you max out the comp plan and you help 2 people max out the comp plan, you're going to be making $40,000 a week. Okay. So I know in our last company, one of our partners was making $200,000 a week, but he had leaders, one leader on his left. James Dentley was on his left. Stormy Wellington was on his right, and they were grinding, and you can get there. You just got to help other people. So I want you guys to understand that position equity is very important. You guys should be running hard to not just focus on getting yourself positioned, get your 2 people positioned, get your 5 people positioned, okay? Because you want all of the people coming underneath your team if possible. Because if you wait, this is you at the top, right? If you get in now, and then all these people might drop underneath you. But if you wait, then you're all the way here down here at the bottom, and you missed out on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13 times 40 in volume. You missed out on a lot of people that could have fallen underneath you if you just would have gotten positioned early. And you guys need to tell your team this. While they're asking questions about $49, 100 people just dropped in, okay, that they could have been getting paid on. So it's very important that you guys not necessarily fall in love with Forex and binary option trading. That's going to pay you. But you also have to understand that we're in an educational platform. And while you're trying to learn how to trade and you're not making as much money trading, you could be making a lot of money building as well. Okay. And allow your residual to fund your trading account. The goal isn't always more money. It's living life on your own terms. And you guys can literally be in profit all the time for your business. Okay. $49 is coming out. You're making $100 a week or $1,000 a week or $18,000 a week. And you're putting that in your trading account. And Apostle Rod, are you still on here? Let me see if he's still on here. Yep. Apostle Rod, could you unmute for just a second if you can? I know you're in meetings and things.
Yep, I'm still here.
Can you just kind of elaborate on what somebody could do with that type of money in their trading account? Like as they build their residual and they're putting an extra $100 or $500 or more in their trading account.
I mean, it's huge because it allows you to be able to leverage, and you know, not only are you going to be able to increase the amount of money that you're making, but you'll be able to increase the amount of money that you actually take out. And so one of the things that people don't understand is it's a whole lot easier to make money with large money. And when you have a large amount of money, it's very simple to go in to a trading account. Let's say, you know, if you're trading with a $50,000 account, you know, you can go in and put 10 lots on and get 10 pips and you can make $1,000 a day within a couple seconds. And, you know, it's more difficult to try to do that when you got, you know, $1,000 account. It just doesn't work that way, you know, because you need, you know, 10 times as much in order to be able to do it. And so this is huge because it gives you an advantage because you have multiple streams of income. And this is what you want. You know, one of the things that I teach is that we all need 4 gardens. There were 4 rivers that flowed out of Eden. And if God created Eden with 4 rivers, you need at least 4 streams of income. And this is just an additional stream of income that you'll have flowing into your life that'll be able to create cash flow. So it's huge.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pastor Rod. I didn't know that. And that's a great visual to have. And I think people forget those true teaching, those true biblical principles about money. And that's why many of us are in the positions we're in, because I know for myself, when I lost my job, I went to $0. I had no savings, nothing. And everything, you lose everything that way. But we just have to be smart. We have to work smarter, and we have to work with people who know what they're doing. And I knew enough to know that I didn't know anything about finances. I didn't know anything about money or trading or investing or anything like that. So I said, you know what, I'm going to surround myself with people who do know, and I'm just going to be like a sponge and suck up knowledge from them. And that's what I'm doing right now. So You know, like I tell people, I'm starting from the bottom right now. Nothing, like no job, no nothing. And I'm excited. So if I can be excited and have, you know, nothing right now, somebody can be excited who at least has a job and you have a source of income coming in where you can still pay your bills and you can work your business. Okay. I work my business a little differently because this is what I have, you know, and I'm going to ride this thing all the way to the top. And finally, we found an owner who is stable and who has our best interest at heart. And no knock on anybody else, I'm not saying that, but I want to be in a company that's stable where I can really get over here and build with my team. So I can't even sleep. I think I'm just napping right now, but I'm excited. Does anybody else have any questions? And thank you so much, Apostle Rod, for sharing that. And I appreciate the 34 of you guys staying on. That means a lot. And I'm going to do a video in just a second with this training so that it's no interruptions. So just hold tight for that. And I'll put it in the Telegram, the YouTube video, so you have it. And I'll also put the snapshots of the slides in there for you as well. Reagan, you want to jump in? And then Jeanette, I think, is jumping in.
Yeah, I mean, Megan, you did an excellent job going over this. And I'm so proud of you with this program starting out. It's got a lot to offer, a lot of money here to be made, and it's something that is reachable for people at all levels. So I just want to say thank you for the great presentation. Now, one of my questions is, Telegraph, I went to look for it on the app, and what is it under?
Oh, I will actually send it to you because it's our private Freedom Mindset Telegram, and I'll send you the link. And when you go to the App Store, if you have to get Telegram, just type in Telegram, and it's like a little airplane.
I already have it on my phone. I have it. I just couldn't find you when I went in there to try to find
okay. I'll send you the
private. I could join it.
I'll send you the private link, and then you can send that link to anyone who, you know, any of your people, so they can get into the Telegram as well.
Okay, another question. The website for this, will it be up? It won't be up until the 21st?
Well, they have a website right now, but they're a cryptocurrency company. So everything's done, but Dan is so great. He's not turning anything on until our team gets in. So he's
great.
Yeah, he set the 22nd for us. So if you actually went to Modern Money Team right now, you'll see this website. And when you try to sign up, this is only cryptocurrency back here. So they're creating, and you can only get into Modern Money Team with digital currency right now. So So they're creating the new website so that it has all of our tools on it, but then also a private app. That's where everybody signs up. But it's going to be such a streamlined process. I'm really excited about it, where you can just shoot somebody a video and they can sign up right from that video and then download the app, and they're in your company, in your back.
Oh, that's going to be exciting. I can't wait to get that. For anybody else that wants to come in prior to the launch, they should go on that webpage you gave me. Just sign up and put the referral person's name under it.
Yes, go to apprenticeminds.com and put your info in. But then also, Jeanette, since we're so close to our launching date, and this is for all of you guys, if you have personals, you need to go ahead and send me their email address. Hold on, I think I have it on here somewhere. You need to go ahead and make sure that you send me their, oh, that's not it. Their email, their name and phone number. What's going on here? My bad. That's not, okay. You need to go ahead and send me their first name and last name, their email address, phone number. Make sure their username can just be their first and last name, and sponsor. So it's going to look like this. You can just text it to me, please. Because I need to get your organization together so that I can see the best place to put everybody.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so this basic information, guys, if I haven't gotten this from you and your team, you could potentially miss out on, 10 people or 100 people falling underneath you. So it's very important that I get this and then tell your people to get it from their personals, and they need to text me their personals information so that I can set their organization, plug them in. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions?
Yes, Megan, I do. This is Lena.
Hi, Lena.
With regards to the basic information, I noticed that I texted you before that I was waiting for more people, but you wanted it all at once. Do you want us to resend what we sent you before, Or how do you want to do that?
No, just because I have you guys in a text message, which makes it easier for me. Just send me the new people. Just make sure you keep the numbers. So like if you ended on number 14, then the next person you send me 15. And you guys can just keep sending it. It just means that I'll probably go ahead and plug some of your people in. And then I want you guys to keep recruiting. And once I get people plugged into the back office, if you're still bringing me people, it's fine. I'll just plug them in the next available spot.
Okay.
Okay. You're welcome. But yeah, get your the people you have, go ahead and send that to me so that I can start organizing. And Jeanette, the link to the Telegram is, thank you, Sunshine, is inside of the chat right now.
Let me check that link. I think that's the old one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks, Ray. I'll send it to her. Jeanette, I'll send you the link. Okay. Iso, did you have a question?
Yes. How you doing? Good afternoon, room. I just have a question. Are we going to have any classes like based on networking, like how to network, for people that might have problems on talking to people and having some kind of script for the product that maybe they can fill in some blank areas, but some kind of script to stick to, and that network training, how to network?
Yes, absolutely. So number one, Sunshine and I are working on a freedom mindset playbook. And in our last company, we had a 50-page playbook that had everything in it. And that playbook had video links, it had scripts, it had everything in it. So we're working on that right now so that we can get that out by the 22nd when we launch. And that playbook is people's networking kind of Bible. It also keeps you, Iso, from people asking you 50 million questions like, where's this? Where's that? Because then you start managing. So all you have to say to them is, it's in the freedom mindset playbook. They'll be able to find it. Scripts, everything will be in there.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then, of course, we're going to be doing, once we get rolling and we don't have to do all the extra stuff like this stuff, because right now, a lot of us, well, I know Reagan and I are managing like crazy right now, which is fine, but just wait until we're not managing and we can actually just focus on training and recruiting. Okay, so.
This is Jamal. I have a question.
Hi, Jamal.
After the 90 days, is there going to be a meetup spot for celebration? Or do the company have conventions? Where are we going? That's what I want to know.
Exactly. Thank you, Jamal. Well, actually, that's amazing that you asked that, because that's exactly what we do. As soon as we launch, guys, everybody is going to be launching their business. That's why I'm doing another Millionaire Mastermind on Wednesday, because I need to start scheduling everyone's launch calls. This is where, Jamal, you're going to expose this to every single person you know, and you're going to have a private call. For some of you, I did private pre-launch calls with like 5 people. Now we need to get to everybody you know and collect our yeses, nos, and maybes all at once. So everybody is going to be launching their business, massive all-out launch, okay? Somebody's going to do it for you. And then we're going to do our in-home meeting, launch call, in-home meeting, and then we dump everybody into a Super Saturday. So I start doing Super Saturdays in March. So I plan on being all over the place, like flying everywhere. But I want to come to Florida. I want to go out to Texas, but we have to make sure that we get these launches going. And yes, after that 90 days, I mean, we're going to be doing some massive celebrating so we can all come together for that major event too. So the structure is launch calls, in-home meetings, dump everybody into weekly meetings, Super Saturdays, national events. And I'm sure that MMT has things going on too that we can plug into. But we're going to get so big, guys, that we're going to be having our own conventions and things like that as well. So I'm excited. So yes, definitely we are going to be celebrating, Jamal. Thank you for that.
No, thank you.
And definitely I'm going to be getting with all of you guys. That's why I ask you where you're from, because I need to know where I'm going. Does anyone else have any questions?
I just had a quick statement about The playbook, that's going to be key. We also have Selena's training where she trains on making a social media presence and how to gain people that way. Lena has been a prime example of being a student, now student becoming the teacher, and she's got massive traffic on her page just from following things that Selena does and teaches in her training. Also, I'm going to put together some things because I feel like I have a good skill set of talking to people in Messenger, and I'm not the greatest at, I'll get there, but my skill set isn't so much, breaking down everything. Megan is amazing at that, but I'm really good at connecting. So if you're a good connector, don't feel bad about not being able to execute the next step. Connect them with a leader that is really good at what they do. For example, I've been getting some messages from someone that's pretty big in another company, in a Forex company, and you guys need to leverage the fact that we have a massive business community. So I sent him a message just now because he messaged me like, hey, we got 1,500 pips. And for those of you who are in the Forex world, understand that. Don't get intimidated by that, like you can't talk to those people. I just let him know, hey, we decided to go a different direction. Thanks for keeping me posted. But Megan and I have a huge business community, almost 500 people. We're going to move into an opportunity. I know it's almost impossible to build 2 MLMs or network marketing companies, but I would suggest, if I were you, to become a customer, position yourself, because we're doing big things and it's only $49. So he's like, send me the information, So don't be afraid to tell people what you're doing just because they may feel like their opportunity is bigger than yours. You can make money if your product is stocks with the right compensation plan and the right group of people. So just understand that, leverage our business community numbers and leverage the fact that we're going into an opportunity with a great compensation plan that's only $49 a month.
Awesome. Thank you, Reagan, for saying that, because what you guys need to know about big leaders is they have positions in other companies. Okay. And that's how they end up moving into another company, and they already are just rolling because they're smart business people and they understand position equity. So a company might be launching and they may not go into that company right away, but they have a position over there. So at any point they want to build over there, they can. So keep that in mind when you guys are talking to people. Our price point is so doable. People will come over here and get a position and pay monthly until they come over here and see the massive potential, and then they bring their whole teams over, okay? Does anyone else have a question or a comment? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited. I'm going to get this training to you. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to make some videos, and in the next, hour or so, I'm going to shoot you the videos so that you have them and you can watch them again, learn the numbers, break down the numbers. I could do these numbers in my sleep. So if you're really, truly wanting to get to the top, just remember what we talked about, guys. It's really about minimizing those distractions, because that's what's going to knock you out of the game. Just remember what your goal is and keep moving toward that goal. And we're going to be here to help you. We're going to continue to, connect on a daily basis. Don't forget, I need you guys' personal information ASAP. And then I'm available for 3-way calls 24/7. Anybody else have a question, comment before we get out of here?
Megan, I'm going to call you tomorrow, okay?
Okay, sounds awesome. Thank you, Randy.
You're welcome, honey. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gents, I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you. Have a good rest of the evening, guys.
Thank you. You as well.